Hey everyone, this is Tony from the 80 Star Basketball YouTube channel with your weekly auction report. And we got a few big ones to go over, listings and sales. So, as always, feel free to comment and post suggestions for your Star Basketball comments, questions, and needs. You can comment on the page or you reach out to Ryan and myself on the Facebook group. Let's dive right in. So, regarding the Star 101 sales, we have a few since we last talked. We had this PSA 3, which looks more like a PSA 1 or 2, in my opinion, sell for $11,475. On the 26th, we had a BGS 8 sell for $32,000. And Ryan also went over some of these when we had the last video on Sunday. January 24th, we had a PSA 8 big sale, $192,000. And then we had the value sale, which many of us feel would be the PSA 7, also ended at Fanatics Premier for $38,400. I like this card. This obviously has the higher grade, but for me, this card hit everything. This was perfect for me, but no, I did not place a bid or win. So here's the two cards if you want to take a look when you get a chance that ended last Thursday at the PWCC Fanatics Premier Auction. All eyes are on the Heritage PSA 1.8, PSA 8.5, excuse me. Michael Jordan 101. A lot of controversy around this card. Is it really PSA 8.5 or is it more like a 6 or a 7, even lower? I haven't received any additional pictures. I was told I would get pictures this weekend, but unfortunately that's going to be after the auction ends. So if I get anything even after the auction, I will definitely let everyone know. So we have about 1 day, 6 hours left. With buyer's premium, we're already up to $341,000 for this PSA 8.5. And I believe we have 22 bids last time I checked. Yep, 22 bids total. This card's getting a lot of publicity. Also at Heritage, we have and we went over this last week, we have an 84 star basketball set with some 6 graded cards. Some are BGS, others are PSA, and that's at currently $25,000 hammer price without fees. And they also have a 1984 76ers team set with the Barkley graded PSA 8. That's at $31,000 hammer price, $37.82 with fees. Upcoming 101 auctions. We have 3 of them to watch out. We have a PSA 4 on eBay at currently asking $10,900. PSA Authentic at $87.77. And at Golden, we have a PSA 7 currently at $34,770. Ends in 14 hours. That's tonight. Ends in 4 days, 7 hours. And this one ends in 23 days. So you got a little bit of time for this one. Moving right on to the USA card, 84 195. We had a couple sales since we last spoke. We had a BGS 3 with various subgrades. You can take a look at that when you get a chance. Ended at 1,650. We also had a BGS 6.5 that went for 2,650. Upcoming auctions for this sale, we have 2 that I currently see. We have a PSA 7 and a BGS 7. This ends in 2 days. It's currently at $6,800. And we have the BGS 7 ending in 3 days, 6 hours. That's currently at $456 at Fanatics Collect. Moving on to the Jordan 288 Rookie of the Year card. We had 2 sales since we last spoke. We had a PSA Authentic Altered, went for $2,151 on eBay. And another eBay sale, we had a raw copy that went for $2,000 Authentic versus raw. I personally would have did neither, but you never know. You have to take a look at this card and see why you think it's authentic altered. You can also take a look at the PSA, do the lookup for the cert, and see if you see anything weird about the card. Upcoming auctions we have for 288. I currently see two. Both ends in 3 days, 6 hours. On Fanatics Collect, we have a BGS 7.5 at 1380. And also ending on Sunday, we have a PSA 6 at 1920. This is a perfect example of buying the card and not the slab. I took a look at both these. I don't see too much difference. I think the PSA 6 is a little bit nicer, but let's take a quick look at some of these two real fast. So we see a top right corner damage on the 6, a little bit of edge wear on the bottom, a little bit of corner wear. And let's take a look at the BGS 7.5. I take back what I said earlier. I would go for the 7.5 here. So this is a perfect example, in my opinion, without doing a deep dive, of buying the slab and not the card. I think the PSA is not the better deal in this case. I would go for the BGS 7.5, but then you got to factor in, you got to pay fees to have it graded. If you want to move it on over into a PSA holder, then you got to hope you get your PSA 6.5 out of it, or if it stays a 6. So if you're buying the card to keep it in its current holder, I would go for 7.5. If you're buying because you want to be on a set registry, then you got a PSA 6. Looking at past sales of the 84-star Olajuwon, Barkley, and Stockton, we had one. This was a BGS 8. We looked at this card a couple times in the past. I questioned the photos of it. I think it's a really nice and strong Olajuwon, especially with the centering. You see here, there's a little bit more R right border than you usually see, and I like that. So this is a great card. I remember seeing a card like this previously. I wonder if it is a relisting of it. I'll take a look at that later, and if so, I can report on our next show. Also wanted to let folks know, if you want to see upcoming auctions, you don't have to use Alt. You can also use Card Ladder for that. So I took my query, I copied it, and I put it into Card Ladder, hit enter. And since I already had it in here, it didn't refresh. You can do various sorting. You could do filtering. So if I want to see min prices, the platforms, and you can also have basic sorting here. You got recently added, price, watchers, bids. I did time left. And we got quite a few cards here. Now, a lot of these are buy it nows, not just auctions. But you see, for example, buy it now. We've got the Fanatics Vault, which a lot of these are. And then you'll also see some auction listings here too. So definitely take a look at this, and it's a different way to see upcoming auctions. I'm used to doing it the alt way, but Card Ladder has great functionality as long as you know how to use the platform. Also wanted to talk about the 85 Patrick Ewing rookie card. We don't really talk about this in the show. It is part of the 85-86 set, which doesn't get the love as the first two releases. The 84-85 had a lot of nice rookies in it, such as Isaiah Thomas and Dominique Wilkins and Drexler. Then 84-85, a ton of rookies. We don't have to name them all. We know who they are. But in the 85-86 set, Ewing is really the key rookie. So everything currently listed is buy it now. I don't see any auctions for it, but I just thought we would take a quick look, and you can see how we just don't talk about Michael Jordan. We do talk about other star cards. Other players need their time in the spotlight. So here's Patrick Ewing. Not one of my favorites growing up, but he was definitely popular. Usually on the wrong side of poster being slammed on, but still was an exceptional player. We haven't had too many Patrick Ewing sales lately. The last one was recorded on January 22nd, and that went for $380. That was a BGS 8. We also had a few right after Christmas time. Fanatics Weekly. I remember this one because I placed a bet on it but did not win it. This was a BGS 8.5. It sold for $384. And as you know, with Card Ladder, you can see what they um, estimate the value to be, considering the Patrick Ewing index and also going by the last sales. So they valued this card at $424.60. It sold for $384. Also on December 28th, we had a Patrick Ewing BGS 9 with decent subgrades, and that sold for $1,000 even. That is your weekly auction report from the Star 80s Basketball Channel. As always, thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let Ron and myself know. And if you want any other topics talked about, feel free to hit us up.